What up? Welcome to Sports and Streets Talk. I am Rob Gordon.
Yes, I am Josh Portis.
And I'm Rock Jones.
And we want to welcome y'all in, man. Welcome to the podcast. I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing off. I am a Hampton University graduate. Graduated with 2 degrees. Played a little bit of football while I was there. I played a little bit while I was there. Came back to Washington, D.C. Started off doing comedy. Been doing comedy for 10 years. And I'm going to bring the comedy to this his show. So
he is funny as a motherfucker.
That's why I'm here. So, it's my part of the show.
Absolutely. Josh Portis, raised in Los Angeles, California. Played 8 years professionally at the quarterback position. Bringing pretty much, the sports, the politics of it, the sports side of things, and just give it a little bit more of an intake, on how pretty much everything, pretty goes down in sports. So
got a cannon too. That boy is crazy. That boy crazy.
It's crazy.
No doubt.
Whew.
No doubt.
You done burnt up a lot of gloves back in the day.
Snapped a lot of fingers too.
Broke a lot of fingers too.
Yeah.
Got me good one time.
I did get you good on
the
field
you did.
sometimes, huh?
I had to buddy tape a couple fingers together.
Shit,
Messing with you.
Shit, me too. I had to replace a hamstring. Messing around
with Portis.
It's Rock Jones. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Born and raised in Macon, Georgia. Cannabis cultivator. Spent a lot of time on the farm. I'm an entrepreneur. So, I bring a lot to the organic realness of it. None of that bullshit. But more than anything, I'm happy to be here, happy to share my knowledge, happy to be with my brothers.
Absolutely. So what we going to get into today, fellas? How we going to start this episode off? What we talking about?
Man, we're going to talk about winner's mentality.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
When you think about winner's mentality, you think about a mindset, a special mindset a person has.
Sure.
You normally don't get that mindset unless you've lost something.
Yeah.
So that's really where you grab the winner's mentality after losing.
Yeah, after losing or just playing sport. I mean, most people that play sports when they were kids got a winner's mentality. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you got to have that type of mentality to get through life. If you know what I mean? If you don't have a winner's mentality, you got a loser's mentality. You could just look up at your certain circumstance that you in at that time and you say, well, why am I not doing what I thought that I should be doing? Because your mentality fucked up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Winner's mentality. When you think about winner's mentality, I'm gonna say it again. It's a special mindset that a person has. Like, you can have a mentality of surviving skills. You can have a mentality of like personal, business, relationship. It's a winner's mentality. Everybody in this world today is trying to win.
Yep, that's something.
That's something. Everybody in this today and age in this world is trying to find their purpose in life. Some people don't know what their purpose is. Some people are still trying to find their purpose. And some people know their purpose and actually taking a
forward thought and actually making it work
in their purpose.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. I think that's you hit that on the head.
Winner's mentality. I think about a special human being, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of what's going on the outside looking in, whether it's personal, whether it's business. He has that mindset where, I'm gonna tunnel in what I need to focus on.
Give me your example of a winner's mentality. Like who? Give me a specific person that you could point to and say, hey, this person got a winner's mentality.
I mean, you go down the list. Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You talk about a guy that was just focused on basketball. A lot of people criticized him, for not taking a real political stance.
Yeah.
Back in the day when things were not.
It wasn't really PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't really get into that aspect of having to do with that. He just wanted to play basketball.
Right.
He just wanted to play basketball, and that was his goal, was to be the best basketball player he could be.
Right.
You talk about 3 championships. You talk about taking off a year, and you're talking about winning 3 more championships again. You know how hard that is to do?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard is it
Winning one.
But let alone 3 in a row. Take
back to back.
Year,
yeah, that's hard.
And
that's
win 3 more again.
That's difficult.
Right.
I mean, you talk about a special mindset. Kobe Bryant.
Supreme focus.
The time
Mamba mentality.
Where Kobe Bryant earned my respect was the time where he had that scandal in Colorado.
Oh, man.
With the girl.
Right?
Yeah.
And everybody in LA, trust me, everybody in LA wanted Kobe out. They was trying to ostracize him. And I don't know, he played Toronto a couple of weeks later, dropped 81 points that same year.
He knew it. He changed his number. When he changed his number, that's when he turned into a whole other person.
And
when he went from 8 to 24?
That right there told me, like, this guy does not let outside distractions inhibit on what he needs to do on the basketball.
Yeah, he didn't.
Prime example that was the opposite of that was Tiger Woods.
No, Tiger. You don't think Tiger got a winner's mentality?
No, because I think he does, but I think.
Oh no! First off, do you believe?
I think Tiger Woods, when he had that scandal with his wife, where he got caught cheating, he fell off after that.
Well, everybody doesn't.
Off of that.
Everybody doesn't adjust the same. How
come? How come you can't?
You can't say that Tiger doesn't have a winner's mentality. He just might not have the mentality to overcome adversity like Kobe Bryant does. Kobe Bryant, even specifically when he does interviews, he has the ability to block out stuff outside of the game.
It took him 10 years to get back.
Who? You talking about Tiger?
Yes. It took him 10 years to win back another major championship.
Tiger had
a long time.
Tiger had to get his women back up. Once he got his women back up, he started playing good again.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah, they wasn't fucking with Tiger. As soon as Tiger got his women back up, his game was back up. But when he lost all his women, so did his game go. Focus. It's his focus. It still is. He still got winner's mentality. Golf is not as easy as golf is a little bit harder. You talking about hitting that small ball into that small hole millions of feet away. Yeah. It's difficult, man.
Mental toughness. I mean, golf is I think one of the most underrated sports.
It's super underrated.
It's a lot of mental.
Man, if you win one Masters in golf,
that goes into that
to me, you great. You great, bro. You ever try to play golf? I mean, like a full round of golf.
But the reason why I said Tiger fell off and Kobe didn't is because it took Tiger 10 years to get back to where to win at least one major championship.
Kobe had 10 years. Kobe had teammates. He had coaches.
But Kobe was.
Hey, listen, look. Golf is hard, brother. You are out there by yourself. Yeah. You are on an island. Ain't nobody talking to you. Can't nobody coach you up. You got to coach yourself.
Yeah, but it's not quite like a contact sport, though. You know, when you're dealing with contact sports, you got to go home with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tiger wasn't shooting the same, though. He wasn't in the same numbers. You know, he wasn't shooting the same.
Hey, man, let me tell you
Kobe
something.
was still averaging 26, 27 points after that. You know.
Golf is a one-man sport. It's a little bit more difficult. Ain't nobody out there coaching you. Listen, dog. It's different. That's like saying comparing boxing to basketball. You can't. It's an individual sport. You the only person a boxer is the only person in that ring, right? You gotta have like Floyd Mayweather, winner's mentality, 50-0. It's no way that you go 50-0 and just like that. He's been through some scandals. He's been through his fair share of difficulties outside of the ring, but it's a different type of focus. You know what I'm saying? It's a different level of focus. Coaches, he can get coached up. He can go to the ring side. In a golf match, you ain't going to the ring. Ain't nobody coaching you up. It's you and your caddy. That's it. Y'all got to walk 18 holes, and you got to figure that shit out.
You're right. But look, basketball, right? Basketball. When you think about the game of basketball, it can be dominated by one person. I mean, one person can take over a game. You know, one person can take over a game. We've seen it time and time again. Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, they take over the games.
It's still a collective.
They don't have to score all the points, but they can help facilitate. They can create.
They could facilitate, but it's a little bit more. You got help though, bro.
You got help, but it's still a stars league. If you have one or two stars,
it's a stars league, but
that can carry you.
Somebody got to pass the ball in. Yeah. Somebody got to bring it up the court.
It's still a collective team effort.
But the ultimate team,
I think
somebody got to rebound. Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah,
the ultimate team sport is football.
So do you believe in football that the winning mentality is contagious? Like if you're with a bad team, like, and it's a bad culture, like the Browns or whatever the case may be, and you don't have no winners on your team.
It's tough to get up for a game.
Man, it's tough to go to practice.
The mentality is not there. the mentality of like, you know what, let's get it done. It's not there. The drive, the ambition, like let's be great today. It's not there. Everybody's like, oh, we're getting up. We're getting a check.
We getting a check. Yeah,
we're getting a check. Let's just get through it.
Yeah.
You know? Then there's some players that's like that. I've been around players that, you know, have been like that. You know, I've seen players. I go back all the time.
How do you get people to see through your eyes as a winner?
By your actions. You know, by the work you put in and day out. By the times when nobody isn't watching. What about the times when nobody isn't watching? What you doing when nobody's watching? It's easy when people are watching. They expect you to do that.
Right.
But when nobody is watching, what are you doing to perfect your craft?
All right, so let me ask y'all this. Let's switch directions. Let me ask y'all this. We talked about sports. Where do you think the winner's mentality comes in real life? Like if you had to quantify and say, okay, that person has a winner's mentality in real life. Like who could you point to? I mean, it's different industries. You could point to music or entertainment, but like business or whatever like that. Do you think that winner's mentality is important in those aspects as well?
I think so. I think, you know, winner's mentality in business and in real life, corporate, it's a day-to-day mental challenge. Of doing the right thing, of understanding, you know, the ops. When we say the ops, the people that don't want you to win.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to have those people that do not want you to win.
Oh,
I don't care.
They there.
You know, who you are or what you stand for, there's always going to be haters, especially if you're good at something.
What you think?
Yeah, I really hate to say it, but the guy we call president.
Oh, here you go with the dumb stuff.
Go ahead, Rock. Go ahead and talk it up.
You better be careful.
But regardless of how much we dislike this dude and hate the dude, he's got a fucking winner's mentality, and you can't take that shit away from him.
I will say that though. That motherfucker's a winner, man. That motherfucker's a winner, man.
He got a fucked up way of going about it, but he's a fucking winner. He is.
He's a by any means necessary type dude.
Yeah.
If he was a coach, he'd be the coach of the Patriots. Cause them jokers is some cheating, lying, winningest motherfuckers that you ever did see.
Right.
But check this out.
Right.
Have you ever really thought about how President Trump runs this country? He runs it like a business.
He runs it like definitely runs it like a business. Yeah. Straight up business.
I mean, obviously he's not, you know, he doesn't have no couth of what comes out his mouth. He says
he's a showman.
He's a showman. Everything is about image. Everything is about the outside looking in and appearance. And
to
how
me,
everything
it's about sound bites with him.
Yeah.
He understands that coming from TV and reality TV, that the news grabs sound bites. And sound bites create popularity. It creates conversation. Controversy creates conversation. Conversation creates fame.
Yep.
And the more fame that he gets, the more popular he becomes with the people. He knows that even if y'all hate me, you still talking about me. And if you talking about me, I still got a shot.
Yeah.
And that's what he understands. And that's what I like about him, but that's what I hate about him.
That's what I hate about him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
no
it works though. Everything he doing and has done has worked.
I really think he embraces chaos.
Absolutely.
I think he enjoys it.
No, he's a chaos creator.
You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
a reality show.
Yeah, everything he do is reality.
Everything's reality show.
It's like one big wrestling show.
Yeah.
You know, you watch wrestling, they got the antics, they doing this, they saying crazy stuff. You know they acting, but people still believing in it. That's him.
And he's doing it
at a P level.
And he's doing it at the risk of costing lives at this point.
Yeah, it's plenty of lives that have been lost on his behalf. But he doing it at a P level though.
So when we get back to the word winner's mentality, it can be in any facet of your life.
Yeah.
Family, personal, business, career, you name it.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that concept of if you want to be a winner. What are you going to do differently?
But is it contagious? Is it environmental?
I think winning is contagious.
I think it is, because when people see people winning and being successful, they automatically be like, dog, what you doing?
I'm gonna give you an example.
What's going on?
I'm gonna give y'all both an example.
How are you doing this? What tips can you give me to get me to where I'm going?
I'm gonna give y'all both an example. Winner's mentality, right? We live in an Instagram era. Everybody love the gram and doing it for the gram and winning for the gram. But the reason why people follow people, A, is because they follow us naturally. But B is because you want to see what they doing. You want to see how they winning. You want to see how a nigga dressing. He fly. You want to see what he driving. Oh, yeah, I want that car. We'll see what chick he with. Oh, yeah, she fly. I want that. You want to see, you want to see. He jumping on the PJ. Oh, I want to do that. You know what I mean? So you want to see winning. That's why you follow people, because you want to see them winning. Right. And when they stop winning, you stop following. We stop tuning in as a culture. We love winning as a culture, but we also love to tear motherfuckers down that's winning too. We'll lift you up to show you that you're winning, but we'll tear your ass down too.
How do you have a followers mindset if you've always been a leader?
You don't. You always lead. If you're a leader, you're going to lead.
If you're a leader, you're going to lead. But in order to be a leader, don't you have to follow?
You have to know how.
You got to understand, you got to have your graduation levels in life. You got to have.
Somebody about to get deep.
You got to have, you got to been there. To be the owner of a company, you got to been a clerk before. You got to be a manager before. You got to, be a district manager before. It's levels to it. So once you get to that point where you're an owner of a company, you know how to manage people because you've done it personally. You know how to handle situations. That's right. You can be understanding. You know how to be understanding with people in their situations, and you don't know
be
what
empathetic.
You need to do for an owner if you need to ostracize and understand that this person needs this type of treatment for that person to get through that situation. It's called managing people. It's called understanding situations. A lot of times being an owner is understanding people.
That's real.
And I think that it gets lost nowadays because a lot of people think that just being an owner, you need to know everything. You do need to know everything. You're the owner of the company.
Some people don't want to do the work.
But more importantly, you need to understand how to manage people, understand people.
Right.
I get that. Let them go through situations on their own and be, critical or not. I wouldn't say even be critical, but be, helpful. Give them advice, down the road so they can understand how to, elaborate and get through that situation.
I'll elaborate on that. I think that we live in a culture now that people want the accolades and the rewards, but don't want to do the work. I think that, like you was trying to say, you was basically saying, can you be a leader without having been a follower? I think that most leaders have followed at one point in their life. Because like Josh said, you don't get to be a leader if you haven't done the precursor work. If you haven't done the preliminary work, you don't get to be in that spotlight. That's just, it is what it is. Most people that you look at that's in the spotlight, they probably worked for somebody. It was an A&R for somebody, or in the music industry, or, in the comedy world, you had a mentor, or in the business world, you were a second tier manager, or you kind of worked your way up to partner if you were in that, in that business, that law space, or whatever the case may be. You have to move and groove in order to get to network, in order to get to that top position. But a lot of these younger people want to just be put in position and get the accolades, and you ain't do the work. You got to do the work.
Okay, so let's talk about leading within our black culture.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and touch on that one. That's your field of expertise.
Yes. So we got a new generation growing up, and all they got is just whatever music they listening to.
Right.
To me, it all sounds the same. I'm still listening to my '95 shit. My good old, you know what I'm saying? I don't really listen to nothing past 2005 and 2008 for real.
Why not, Rod? Why not?
You don't like Lil Baby? You don't like Lil Baby?
It hurts my feelings because they're replicating the same things over and over and over, and nobody's telling real stories no more.
Okay.
You don't hear no Nas's and no Pacs and no Jay-Z's and no Biggies. You don't hear nobody telling no real stories no more.
Okay.
They all telling the replica of the last person's story. You don't really hear no Lil Kims and no Foxy Browns and who can really.
So you don't think Megan Thee Stallion is the new Foxy Brown?
Absolutely not. Everybody you hear these days, they're made up. You know what I'm saying?
Like you saying, pretty much, how did you get here?
Yeah, like somebody.
So you saying that Nicki Minaj is not the new Lil Kim?
No, like they put all these people. Well, Nicki Minaj, I got to give her credit. She's
got
hot.
bars.
She's hot. And I heard something the other day that was quite spectacular. What's her name? Dream Doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hot, but you can tell she was made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It didn't come natural. Even though Lil Kim was probably made and all that, but it takes away from the whole hip hop genre when you keep hearing the same thing
over and over
and over and over. It just makes it like, all right, well, here goes Lil Baby, and there's the baby, and there's
a little lazy.
So
lazy.
Your question was, how can we lead within our Black culture? I think number one, we need to help instead of tearing down. All our lives we've been competing with one another instead of helping one another. And I think this day and age,
lose the hate factor and welcome the love factor.
I think this day and age, we need to understand, our role individually and how we can help others. Because it's not about being better than somebody else. It's never been about, oh, I'm better than you. Or, oh, I look down on you because I've done this and done this. No, it's about helping that young brother. If he wants to be that, help him achieve that. What's wrong with helping one another? It's not even with the Black culture, though. It's helping with any race, any people that you cross paths with, being pure, being genuine, being real, and understanding how you can use your platform to motivate, inspire, and help others.
I like that. I think that's amazing. That's admirable.
Yeah, that's good.
If we can get to that,
really good.
I think we'll have some more progress. But I also think I want to add to it and say financial literacy. I talk to my friends about this shit all the time, man. Financial literacy is the reason why we are always behind.
Yeah.
So, you got your curriculum in school, your math, your Englishes, your sciences, but it's certain things that are life skills that we don't get. Credit, mortgage, real estate, stock. How to balance a stock portfolio. What is a stock portfolio? What is credit? How do you function within these different spaces? How do you buy your first house? What is an interest rate? And when we start having these different types of conversations, that's when we close the wealth gap. You can't close the wealth gap if you don't understand money.
Yeah.
Most people know how to go get money, or we talk about go get a bag, chase the bag, secure the bag. Well, how you securing it? Everybody can't be a rapper. Everybody can't be a ball player or entertainer, but you can still secure a bag. You can go get your credit score up to a 750 or better and go secure a line of credit. That's still securing the bag.
Right.
Go buy you a property.
We had this talk off of air one time,
Absolutely.
Rob, when we was talking about the whether we believe that in high school some part of the course curriculum should be business management.
I definitely think it should.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Go ahead, elaborate on that a little bit.
I think that, in school we learn about certain things that we never going to use. Some people grow up and become scientists. Well, if at 15 you want to be a scientist, then you continue education on being a scientist. But at 15, I didn't want to be a scientist. I knew that I ain't have no aspirations on being a scientist, but I knew I wanted to be in some type of business. Well, there ain't no business classes in school. You don't learn about that unless you get to college and you go into entrepreneurship or business management or whatever the case may be. But in order to get out here and really function within the American space, it's a business. When you get your name, people don't realize this. When you get your name on your birth certificate, it's in all capital letters. That's because you are a business.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like America, the United States of America, all capital letters is a business. And it functions with business to business transactions. If you don't understand that, then we lost. And I think we need that in the school system in order to be able to at least initiate the conversation or get people an opportunity to see what's going on.
But remember, like we were saying, everybody's not meant to be leaders. Everybody's
true.
not meant to be business owners.
Correct. But you got to give them an option. You got to give them a choice.
Right.
It's all about choices and decisions. You might not necessarily be a business owner, or might not necessarily want to run a company, but you need to learn about it. You need to know about it. Because if you're not exposed to it, then you'll never even know that you had the interest in doing it.
Right. Absolutely. I think also, you talk about financial literacy. I want to talk about just opening a book and reading it.
Oh, shit.
Let's talk about.
God damn, that's 1970 shit.
Yeah, but hey, knowledge is in books.
No. I'm agreeing with you.
But nobody's doing it no more.
Nobody's doing it no more.
It's auto corrections and auto checks and Kindles.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Readers are leaders.
Readers are leaders.
Yeah.
And I think, we need to do a better job at understanding. I get it. Like, you open to look at a book, you're like, man, I'm not interested. I'm not.
Right.
Well, if you're not interested in reading a book, go find a book that you're interested in reading.
Hell, you could do audiobooks nowadays.
Yeah, you can do audiobooks nowadays.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I think we need to fill our brain with food that's going to help us grow.
I think we need to go back to the roots a little bit and get off this technology wave that we on and understand where we came from. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot harder walking the 2 miles to work than catching an Uber, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think we just got to get back to that natural, organic shit. Like, we got to get back to it. Like, that's how we gonna bring up our youth. Instead of them worrying about the auto correction, they need to know exactly how to spell the word.
Take your ass back to an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Look that shit up. Remember them shits?
Yeah,
encyclopedia. You be looking up a word all day.
It hurt my feelings the other day. I had this little kid I've been training. 12 years old. I do a little personal training, so training him, and topic of 9/11 came up.
Oh, shit.
And he knew absolutely nothing about it. He didn't know what happened, when it happened, how it happened.
12 years old.
12 years old.
Damn. They ain't teaching that in school?
Apparently not. I mean, when you think about what we learned in school and what we needed to learn in school.
Fuck learning it. We lived it.
Yeah, we had to, we had to
You know what I'm saying?
live it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about school systems. California school systems are not that great.
Yeah, and Georgia was horrible. Like
DC wasn't the best either.
I learned more about gambling and hustling before I learned algebraic equations.
That's right.
And this all goes back to having a winner's mentality. But how can these kids, win when they're behind the 8 ball of the schools that they're put into?
Yeah.
Think about just the lack of substance that some of these schools have.
Right.
Not all schools are the best schools, and not all schools are private schools either.
Yeah.
So think about the situation, think about the element, the atmosphere that these kids have, what they're growing up against. You know what I'm saying? Their culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta, look at it from that standpoint too. Like, not every kid is going to, a private school where they gotta pay $25,000 a year.
Correct.
Some kids' parents can't afford that. So, they, go to a lesser, of education where it's free, public school.
So then we might have to look at initiating some type of, after school programming. It might not necessarily be in the school system, but an after school program could definitely have certain things in it where they can still gain those skills that we're talking about. You know what I mean? Or, coaches. I mean, I talk to my, Myron. I talk to Myron all the time. You spend a lot of time as an athlete with coaches and trainers. They got to start stepping that game up. You can't just give me ball skills and how to run routes. Like, you gonna have to come level up. Give me some things on credit. Teach me some financial literacy. I'm with you all damn day.
Yeah, because I honestly believe God put us on this earth to all be kings,
That's 100% true.
And to own our own business is not to be working for nobody, slaving for somebody else's business. But of course, we all can't be business owners, right?
Right.
We gotta, everybody has a position to play on this earth. And we have to understand that it's more about the human race than race, right? And that's where the importance of your environment, where you're growing up, and who you're able to train and teach and motivate and pretty much I don't forgot what I was saying. That's this drink. What is this? Bro?
That's some champagne. We ain't gonna say who it is because they ain't paying us. But it's champagne, right? But it's champagne. Yeah. So if you want to, that's a little plug for the sponsors. If you want to sponsor Sports and Street Talk, you can hit us up at give them the email where they can hit us at.
I mean, you can check us out at the website www.snstalk.net. That's www.sandsstalk.net.
Yeah.
Hit us up on the email as well at info@snstalk.net as well. We have clothes online. You can get your mask, hoodies, you name it, joggers. They're pretty much the generic basic apparel that we have online. It's a pretty dope store shop, so check it out.
There it is. So we're going to transition right now. We got little things that we talk about within each episode. I'm gonna lead to Josh on this. Who you got for your person of the week?
We call this the JP Just Dudes. The JP Just Dudes, and I was thinking about it actually over the week, and I picked J.R. Smith.
Okay.
Well,
why did you pick J.R.?
I mean, you got to give him his just due. You talk about J.R. Smith. He's been playing for a
long time. He's been in the league about 10 years.
I know his brother, Chris Smith, personally. They work out over there in Manhattan, over there at the Lifetime Fitness.
Manhattan Beach?
Not Manhattan Beach. Manhattan, New York.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
At the Lifetime Fitness.
J.R. just whooped somebody ass the other day.
With C. Brickley, who's, trains a lot of, NBA basketball players, college basketball players, pretty much in that realm. And, J.R. Smith has been a good player for a while, good role player. He's a streaky shooter. Everybody knows what came down in the finals a couple years ago.
Oh.
Where, he wasn't aware of the shot clock.
He botched it.
He wasn't aware of the clock, and he botched it.
Yeah.
LeBron was like, "What are you doing? You have time left. What are you doing?" And, the Lakers signed him just a week ago. And I think that J.R. Smith is motivated
to prove himself
to LeBron, number one, and then to finally prove something to him that he wants to win a ring, another ring. And you think about it, when the NBA now has no fans in attendance, these players are really going to be, I feel, going to play like a pickup mentality, pickup game. There's no pressure.
There's no pressure.
It's like going out there and practice. There's no people going to be watching live, but TV still has their TV contract, still going to be filmed on ESPN, but there's going to be nobody in attendance. They're going to be playing in a bubble. So I want to ask you guys,
street ball mentality.
I think J.R. Smith is a gunner, and I think he's perfect for this type of situation. And he can play defense, and he has no fear to shoot the ball. Yeah. That's why I give him my JP's just due.
I agree. I agree
with that. Yeah.
I like it. J.R. Smith to me is a hell of a player, great basketball player, and in this type of situation where you under the whistle and there ain't no fans in the stands, he gonna show out and show up. Point blank period. So I love that. JP's just do for this week. You know what I'm saying? JP. So I got my segment of the week is the Raggedy Rascal of the week, and I'm gonna have to give that to August Alsina for coming on whatever the hell thing with that was with him and Angela Yee and spilling the beans on Jada Pinkett Smith. Why would you do that, fellas? Y'all know. Let me tell you, I got to jump into this thing. Y'all know you don't kiss and tell. I don't care who you fucking and what you're doing. You don't tell about it. That's a man's no. You don't do that. Then he got on there. His head was all fucked up. He was all telling everything about the situation and how he delved into the situation, how he gave his heart, and how he gave multiple years about it. You don't do that. And I know August Alsina, good dude. You know what I'm saying? People looking at him like, oh, he a good dude. He almost lost his life. He done adopted his sister's kids and all that. Mm-hmm. I agree. Great guy. But you still don't kiss and tell. You the raggedy rascal of the week, nigga. Yeah, I can't. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
Rob's raggedy
Come on, that's Rob's raggedy rags. Hey, man, you don't do that, August.
August Alsina has been under the radar for a long, about a couple, 3-4 years. He really ain't
About 4 years.
really ain't put out new music. I wonder what he was doing. That's what he was doing.
He was fucking Jada. That's what he was doing. He was traveling the world with the Smiths and fucking Jada. That's what he was doing. You know, and then now they trying to make my man look crazy, like, oh, he crazy. That ain't what happened.
Let me ask you guys this:
we need a red table talk. That's what we need.
How does Will feel about that?
Oh, he hurt. Yeah. But they say that Will knew though.
Yeah, Will sat down and talked to him according to sources.
I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna say it like this: they got an open relationship, and if in an open relationship, the husband or the wife has to sit down with the person who is open in the relationship, because you can't bring no bullshit in here. So he probably knew.
No, but you know, when we talk about open relationship, how open is this relationship?
Hey, it must have been open. Because it must have been wide open. Because you don't get all of that emotion without a wide open relationship. He was fucking Jada Pinkett Smith. And I need answers. I want answers. She got to sit down at the red table talk and interview herself. I need to hear it. I want to hear this shit. I want to hear what you got to say and what happened. Why didn't it happen? Or what?
They did put the pictures.
Oh, the picture said it all.
And they look kind of similar. I mean, from the pictures that I looked at, it looked like they had Will probably at age 40, and August, the young Alsina, they had the same.
Very familiar.
Oh wow.
She like.
I don't know if Jada saw.
She like that young thing. Yeah. She said Willie style.
Young Willie.
She wanted that Willie style.
She saw that young Will in August.
Ooh, that boy got it.
I gotta have that.
Yeah, Will don't got no tattoos. He got tattoos. She like Bad Boy. She was in love with Tupac.
Fresh Prince '93.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my raggedy rascal of the week, man. That's what I got for y'all, man. He fucked up this week. He did a man time no. You know what I'm saying? That's a man time no. I can't rock with you on that. I feel you for being in love and shit.
Let me ask y'all this: How do y'all feel about open relationships?
If it's my wife, I'm not with it.
I think open relationships is tough. I feel like you can't win with an open relationship because it's too much going on. I don't think you how could you win in life with an open relationship? I mean, it's hard for me because I'm thinking like. So
then here's the question: do you believe in monogamy?
I do, but then it's too much temptation out in this world for monogamy.
So then
everybody's accessible.
That's the double-edged sword, because it's like if you in a relationship, you got to be monogamous.
Because I can't picture another dude, banging out,
but
on my wife.
But do you feel like
while on the road, like I just can't do it?
If you in a relationship, you should be able to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Other women?
No.
Okay.
But,
okay. Oh, okay.
But people do. Okay. But people do. But I mean, let's cut the chase here. Let's be honest.
Hey nigga.
Men, we like to roam around at times.
Oh shit.
We get bored.
Oh shit.
But we
and especially when we ain't doing nothing,
and gatherers.
When you accuse us of we ain't doing anything, especially when we ain't doing nothing.
Here we go.
It triggers, like, you know what? She feels like I'm doing something, so that thought automatically comes to head. That thought, let me finish. That thought automatically comes to your head in every man's head. I might as well just be doing something then, because she already thinks I'm doing something, so I might as well do it. But that doesn't necessarily you act on that thought.
That's insecurity. That's insecurity within the relationship.
Exactly.
That comes from somewhere. That don't, when everything peaches and cream, she respects you, you respect her, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But once somebody crossed the line,
but you got
there.
What I think it is more than anything, I think, we're all kings, right? So
right.
Once we choose a queen, she has to represent that because she's the mother of our child, mother of the earth, and those particulars right there. So it's a double standard, because we can do more because we're not the carrier of the child.
That's fair.
And we have a certain what do you call it? But this drink got me, bro.
Man, that liquor fucking you up, ain't it? Tearing you off the frame.
We when we think of our queens and we think of our women, we have a certain level and a certain standard that we hold them to. So
facts, and
we can't
That's
really
real.
and we can't accept nothing else. So that's why it's such a double standard when it comes to a threesome or whatever the case may be. Like, I'm not doing a threesome with another dude. There's no way.
There's no way.
Hell.
We can do it with
Hell
another
no.
girl.
So to go back on what I was saying, for me personally, and this is my opinion, and I firmly stand by this. If we're in an open relationship, I wouldn't be able to do it because, especially if I love you, and me picturing another man inside you, it's tough because I can't focus on what I need to focus on outside the relationship as far as my business and my career, everything going on, because I'm worried about, since we agreed in an open relationship, I might be, go working out or doing something business-wise. You might be at home.
Getting it in.
Calling Savannah.
So,
oh man.
So what do you think about having an open relationship? What do you think about having an open relationship with your girl, but only girls?
Oh, I mean, if she with it, then I'm with it. This is what I'm gonna say. Marriage is forever. It's a long goddamn time. I can't say what I'm open to because I'm not in a marriage contract. Now, if I was, I don't know. Year 30, shit might sway a little different. You know what I'm saying?
It's a time and place for everything.
It's a time and a place for everything. It's about your relationship and your commitment to that person. If y'all have an agreement, this is my whole thing. If y'all have an agreement and y'all are in that together and y'all have agreed that we're going to spend this forever together, shit changes. Things evolve, relationships evolve, feelings may change, love goes in and out. Shit, you've been in a relationship, you've been in love today, next week you hate her. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. You can't. I'm never a fan of saying never. Never say never.
Let me
you don't know what happens.
Let me ask you guys this: do you guys feel more productive not being in a relationship?
Absolutely.
At times, yeah. For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Even though I do honestly believe that in order to, get to a king's highest peak, you got to have a queen. And you got to have a vision, a mindset of a king and visualizing a kingdom, and you need a queen.
You do.
But I think in order for us to get at our highest level, we got to focus on what we need to focus on.
Because love don't accomplish your purpose.
And we can't allow love.
But it can help.
But it can help.
It can't help, though.
It can help.
And we gotta wean out the distractions and really determine the difference between, someone who's helping and someone
who hurt.
Yeah.
So what I will say is
That's
this:
deep.
if you got the right queen, she helps build the kingdom. Right. Because it's certain things that you necessarily can't focus on, right? So if you out getting the money and making things happen, somebody got to keep the home tight. Somebody got to take care of the kids and make sure that's good and make sure that the household is straight and make sure the bills is taken care of it. Whatever y'all agreement is, that's the thing. And I think that when a man finds a queen that can help him build the kingdom and he can also help her build, then that's when you got something that you can really focus on. Because when you out here running around and you doing you, and then on top of you doing you, trying to figure out the business side, you might need something. Everybody got needs. You need something. Now you searching and you not focusing on what you need to be focusing on. So it kind of gets you a little bit distracted. So I think it's, definitely you need a queen. It's a time and a space for everything. I say that. You need a queen once you get to that level. But then, being out here, being on your own, you get a lot more accomplished because you're not necessarily checking in. But if your queen doesn't necessarily make you check in, then you in the green.
Think about this. After all what you guys said about relationships and finding the right one, at the end of the day, you got to pick the right one. And 95% of men out here are picking the wrong woman. 90. I would say 90. I wouldn't say 95%. I would say.
How we on time?
I would say 70 to 85% of men picking the wrong woman. You know what I'm saying?
I think that goes into expectations and what we have as far as expectations as a man. I think that women come to relationships with expectations. They know what they want. I want a man that's 6'5". He gotta have good credit, 600 credit score, 800 credit score. They got
They all got that.
We not coming with that. We coming in with two things. I want to have a fat ass, suck good dick.
Yeah, I mean, we simple.
Simple. I mean, but that's not simplicity. Is not necessarily always what you need to ever to be, at a certain level. You know what I mean?
That's really why a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we act as journeymen when it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
We have one girl, she's really good at
this,
that, and everything else. I think
So you basically saying that you think that men have multiple women because we haven't yet created a list for what we want in a woman. So we got this one that's good at this, this one that's good at this, this one that's good at that.
We haven't found that one that has all of those qualities.
Well, you don't write the qualities down. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. Fuck that. I'm not gonna hold back and let niggas keep perpetrating the fraud. Write your shit down. What you think is important to you, what you liked in previous relationships, write it down. Create a list. Create what I call a checklist. You create your checklist. What does she look like? What does it look like? Is she fly? Is she cute? She got good credit. She make good money. Yeah. She know how to take care of kids. She know how to take care of household.
And she gonna help you win.
She gonna help you win. Do she got a winner's mentality?
But now you got all that. Now you done put all that together.
Yeah.
Now you gotta deal with her level of crazy.
That's got to be on your list. If you willing to deal with somebody that stab you up at nighttime, that's what you like, then that's what's on your list. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get real with that list, and you got to make that hit list. Because if you don't make the hit list, then you out here bullshitting.
So we in agreement that all women have a level of crazy in which
man, every woman got a level of crazy, and every woman is raised with crazy. Every man has a level of crazy, and every man is raised by a level of crazy. Right. You have to make sure that their level of crazy matches your level of crazy. And if that's to you sane, like I said, then that's the one for you. If y'all like smacking each other around, hey, don't let nobody tell you can't be in a smacking loving relationship. If that's what you like.
I think it's about all what you can tolerate too.
Yeah.
I think, at the end of the day, God put women on this earth to nurture, take care of the children, obviously, and be, a support system to the man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, women out here are strong women, and we gotta respect that.
Definitely.
But
so
I feel like
why is it, not to interrupt you, but why is it that we feel like we spend more time fixing other past niggas' problems?
Oh God, that's a great ass question.
That's just the the compare and contrast. That's the compare and contrast. I would say here's the next guy, so we're gonna put our baggage because we're not completely healed over the next one because I would love to see when women and men completely heal from a situation and then move on to the next. That means be by yourself. That means,
you know what that is though.
That means nobody,
not necessarily.
Nobody wants to be by themselves though. That's the problem.
It's more so really, really letting the past be
go.
The past.
Yeah,
letting the past go and healing too. You gotta be by yourself. You gotta understand what makes you go.
You can't come from a person who's had a loser's mentality to a person who's got a winner's mentality and think you are
different.
Nah, it's going to create controversy. Yeah. Because if you with a female, ladies, if you with a dude and y'all had problems, whatever it was, arguments, cheating, whatever the case may be. And fellas, if you were in a relationship that was negative, in a negative space or toxic or whatever the case may be, you got to give yourself half the time that you was in the relationship. If you was in a relationship for 3 years, you need to give yourself a year and a half to heal.
You got to heal. And
you can date. You can go on dates and entertain motherfuckers and shit like that. But you have to then become one with what you like, what you want to do, who you are.
It takes the average person that much time to heal?
Hell yeah, it take you half the time you was. That's an
Absolutely.
dog. That's a case study.
Especially
That's a case study.
especially
yeah.
from a woman's standpoint.
but
they
from-
needed it.
Anybody.
From what?
especially
Hold on. From what time frame of the relationship?
I don't give a damn. If you've been in a relationship for a year, you need 6 months to heal. If you've been in a relationship for 10 years, you need 5 years to heal.
It's
Because you
always
got to
gonna
get over that shit. Like, it's certain things that everyday conversation when you was with this person, everyday arguments, certain things that they said. It might have been little small idiosyncrasies that you never caught or picked up on that you're going to pick up 5 years later. Like, that's why you can have conversations and date, but you got to really give yourself that time to heal before you get into another relationship.
Listen to this, guys. Listen to this. You guys are all saying great points, but I want to say is this: you got to give yourself time to heal, but you also got to find what makes you happy. Go, what makes you happy in life during that downtime, during that time when you're healing and you're being by yourself. Go be the best version of you. Be the best version of you. Go work on something that you said you was gonna do that is gonna be better yourself. If you're not happy with yourself and you're skinny and scrawny, go to the gym. Find a routine where you can go to the gym. If you're tired of being broke, or if you're tired of not having enough money, go work 2-3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? While you're trying to find a career. You know what I'm saying? If you have an issue with yourself, the only person that can fix it
is you.
And you gotta fix your internal issues, because if you don't, they're
gonna come up
on outside situations, and people are gonna see it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. That's straight up and down. You got to do the self work before anything else can happen. If you don't do the self work, it ain't no relationship is gonna have any value, because you're looking for value in people, and you can't have value in people. Only person that can give you self value is yourself. Only person that can give you self esteem is yourself. Only person that can treat you the way that you want. You can't nobody treat you the way you want to treat yourself. I can't respect you before you respect yourself. If you don't have no self respect, how am I gonna respect you? Right. You got to treat people or teach people how to respect you. Right. And that's my opinion on the situation.
And if people think you're too nice,
fuck
too
this, too that,
to this, they're gonna take you for a
ride.
ride. They're gonna take you for a ride,
and
just because they can feel like, okay, I got this person mentally, I can do whatever I want with them. It's like, you have to make people respect you, and they're gonna try you. They're gonna constantly try you, man and female. They say that, oh, we're not doing that. They're doing it. They just want to see how far they can push you. Yeah. Especially, I think women like to test men all the time. They're constantly boundary line pushers. I call it boundary line pushers. Constantly, they're constantly testing how confident you are. They're constantly testing
the biggest
how are you the alpha man. You know what I'm saying? They're constantly testing you on the things that you say that you stand by. Okay, you stand by that. Let me test you.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the type of woman too.
Well, you gotta understand that we're always being tested. Like, a woman is always paying attention, whether we're paying attention to what she's paying attention to or not. She sees the little things. So if you're not respecting in your circle, she damn sure ain't gonna respect you. Ain't no way.
Absolutely. So look, fellas, I think we've had an amazing conversation. I think we've hit a lot of amazing topics on winner's mentality and what it takes to win, winning in relationships, winning in business, winning in personal and professional. I think this concludes episode 1.
Absolutely.
It's been a great one, y'all.
What y'all thinking? How y'all feeling?
I mean, I'm feeling good, man. You know, check us out on www.snstalk.net.
Yep.
Sports and Street Talk. Like I said, we got the store, the shops online. You can get your mask.
Go get that merch.
Get the merchandise, man. Go ahead and support us. Rob Gordon, Josh Portis, Rock Jones. You know, we all bring a different type of flavor to this show. You know, we got the DC flavor, you got the LA flavor, you got the Atlanta flavor. Yeah. It's something that's going to be very interesting. We're going to bring the sports and street concept into light and really talk about pretty much every avenue of life within both of those topics. So I think it's going to be a great show moving forward, and stay tuned.
Tune in. We're going to have a couple good shows, couple good guests, and I'll see y'all on the next one.
All right.
Big ups to everybody, yo. Thank you.
All right. That's a wrap.